What up, everybody? This is DJ Marcus J, aka Mr. Block Party, and I want to welcome you to another episode of the Metaversal Mindset Podcast. And I am joined by the one and only, and I'm going to give you her Horizon World's name, Tandie 1M, but just affectionately known in the Metaverse. It's just one name, like Madonna, Adele, or somebody like that. Just Tandie. So, Tandie, welcome to the podcast, and I've learned something here. I don't like to do the introductions for people because I may miss something. So I'm going to ask you, introduce yourself to the people.
Okay, so I'm Tandie. Like he said, Tandie 1M over here on Horizon Worlds. I own the Meta Hustlers LLC. I actually LLC'd Meta Hustlers, and we create worlds over here on Horizon. We have the bingo hall and just different experiences that you can actually experience over here.
All right. Now, I've had the pleasure. Oh, anything else? But I don't want to cut you off. You got anything else? Because if you miss something, then it's on you. It's not on me. So it's on you. No pressure.
No, that's it.
Now, I've had the pleasure of knowing Tandie for almost 3 years now. Almost, it don't seem like it's been that long, but almost 3 years now, going back to the Art Space Day. And I DJ, so I come across a lot of people just from spending, and I don't always know or remember where I met them. And unfortunately, I can't remember exactly when I met you, the exact moment. But if you know Tandie, once you meet her, you're not going to forget it. So we're getting a little bit of reserve Tandie right now. So this is business Tandie. This is all good. Shout out to Tandie. But Tandie's the type of person, when she hits the room, she lights it up. I promise you, if your VR party is corny, if it's dead, if it's slow, send Tandie an invite. I promise you, the party is lit. But let's talk a little bit, like I said, Art Space and go back to those days. I met you in Art Space. What originally brought you into VR?
Oh, COVID. That literally, I bought my headset for Christmas in 2019, and I didn't open up my headset at all until literally, I want to say March or April of 2020. Once I was locked in the house, it was just me and my daughter, and I just needed some type of outlet where I could actually talk to other adults. And so, yeah, got on a headset and just never put the thing down. So COVID was my reasoning for being in here.
A lot of people I found out has been their reasoning. So, you know, a bad situation turned out to be a great situation for a lot of people, or at least a good one once they did come in headset, get a chance to socialize and kind of go from there. Now, I remember you too from Art Space. Again, being a socialite, being one of the amazing people here in VR, somebody who's helped other people in VR. I've seen it a lot. Not just that, but somebody who's always been willing to learn. And I consider you a creative, even way before you came to Horizon. I considered you a creative. Where do you think your creative energy, or what sparked your creative energy here in the metaverse? And we're going to start talking about some of the stuff that she's done. But before we go into that, what do you think sparked your creative interest here in the metaverse?
I would just have to probably the first time I put on this headset. I mean, it just blew my mind, just the immersiveness of it all. You know, you actually being able to be in here and really feel like you're in a whole new world. So what sparked me wanting to do things in here was just really seeing really beautiful places and knowing I would love to create something that's similar like that, or you know, just be able to put out something that people would actually want to go to. That just sparked my creativity. You know, I've been creative my whole life. I draw, paint, all that fun stuff. So of course when I got on here, I'm like, this is a dope place. Let's create something. And so that's how that started.
Now, again, I got to say another shout out to Art Space. Art Space used to have an amazing event system, and I think that prompted a lot of people to just decide that they want to do something, because a lot of people wanted to see
Absolutely.
their name up on the event board, not in a negative way, but it was something that I think forced people to even dig deeper when it comes to their creativity. A lot of world building and a lot of special events they used to go on over there. So I know for
Absolutely.
you, I can't say it was the first event that I knew you through, but it was the first one that I got a chance to be a part of. But you had a gaming night one night. It was in a world in all space. It was on a beach. Tell the people a little bit about that.
Okay. Yes. That was probably when I did it was actually a spades tournament. And we're talking
Yes,
like
yes,
this
that's what it
was
was.
3 years ago. When we were doing spades tournaments then. And it was on the beach. And yeah.
Look, you hear
Did
it.
you
You hear it.
DJ for
Three
that?
years ago. Yeah, yeah. Well, I spun it
Yes,
that one.
you
Yeah, I spun
really
it that one.
did. You
I spun it
did.
that one.
Yes.
3 years ago, you hear that. Spades tournament. That's how, look, this is nothing new as far as the gaming worlds and stuff with Tandie.
No,
I asked her that
absolutely
just
not.
purposely because I wanted to go ahead and document that. I don't know if you ever check out, like, shout out to EFN and Nori, like on Drink Champs. But a lot of times they're asking questions that they already know the answers to, just to go ahead and get some stuff documented sometime and let the people know what really happened. But yeah, this is nothing new. 3 years ago, space tournament popping off in all
Absolutely.
space.
Hmm.
Now, now you go from having a space tournament on this end till I see another event that you do or that you did. And when you first told me about this event, I was kind of like, I'll enjoy it, but I wonder how many people are actually going to come out to this. I'm
Oh,
like,
it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah.
She was like, I want to throw. She's like, I got a juke joint here in the metaverse. She's like, it's a Delta blues event. She was like, I need you to come through. I need you to be a part of this and spin. And I'm kind of like, blues, like VR, like who's going to come through? Like, not just being a person. This is what I'm thinking in my head. Like who's coming through? It's going to be four of us. Sure enough, night comes through, packed out, packed out that night. Vibe. Shout out to Miss Peeps on that bill. Tell everybody what made you bring that into the metaverse.
Oh, okay. So, um, I have a lot of family from the South, and when I say my family had all kind of little juke joints and just different things like that, so I thought that would be so much fun to bring that in here and just have a whole. I love jazz. I love just yeah. I just wanted to bring the experience in here, and I love the movie Color Purple. It's like one of my favorite movies. So when I had the juke joint made, what I did was kind of base that around that, and I had a creator that actually made the characters and everything for it. So it was a lot of fun, very good time. I actually couldn't believe how many people tried to join. I mean, I had people that was hitting me up the entire night, like, I need to get in. I need to get in. It stayed full the
It was
entire
packed out.
night.
Capacity,
Yeah.
capacity,
Yeah. Mm,
capacity. And I'm
yeah.
also bringing this up because I could hopefully we can get her to bring that experience back.
I would love to. I would love to.
That was
But
an
I got
amazing
some
night.
new
Yeah, that
stuff
was
that's
definitely an
coming.
amazing night.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Absolutely.
All right. Well, we all know all space shut down. As I like to
Hmm.
say, it was a nice training ground for a lot of us. It gave us a chance to learn VR, experience, and see what the possibilities are. And once,
Right.
all space sunsetted, a lot of us had to find different platforms, those who decided to stay in VR. So
Hmm.
when that happened, what platform did you choose and why did you choose that platform? If it was just
Oh,
one.
now, I chose the main reason I chose Horizon was because I know I said that COVID was the main thing that brought me on the headset, but I initially bought my headset in 2019 because they had the promise of Horizon. They had
Okay.
been literally kind of, dangling Horizon in front of our face. So I bought the Oculus Go. That was the very first headset that I
First one.
had, and it was literally so that I can get onto Horizon because I had seen a bunch of commercials, and I love technology. So I knew that, once Altspace closed, that Horizon probably would be the platform that I come to, just because, I mean, they literally was the reason I bought my headset.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, if that's the reason you bought the headset in the first place,
Mhm.
definitely learned and had your experience over in Alt Space, but then came over to Horizon. Now, while you were on Alt Space, were you spending time in Horizon then as well, or I believe it was venues? I think maybe still at that time.
Well, I initially could not get onto Horizon. I wasn't able to I never got accepted in their early access. So
Okay,
I wasn't able to get on until like the very end of 2022. And it was just because for some reason in a part of the country I live in, it was like they were not accepting us to everybody else was able to get on, but I
but
wasn't. It
just
took me
not you.
about
Yeah.
3 months before I could actually get on. So yeah.
All right.
And then I came on over here and it was definitely, you know, different from alt space, but I find myself this is the closest thing that I truly found, you know, um that I actually like to build and do different things on other than alt
Now,
space.
since you mentioned building, and as an example, for those who may not know, because we do try to educate some here, when we used to build in alt space, we pretty much did all of our building on the computer, and then you had to upload it to a world. When you came originally here into Horizon, all of the building, you actually did building in headset.
Hmm. Yes.
So to go from the alt space building experience where you're building on a computer to beginning to build in headset, what did you think about that? What was that experience like for you?
Okay, so I have to admit, at first, when I first came over here, I'm like, oh my gosh, are they making building blocks? I mean, it was really, really weird, because it's like literally all you have is blocks and you're just
Hmm.
putting them together. And all I could think was my daughter at that time was playing like Minecraft and stuff like that. And they build stuff with blocks. So I'm like,
Yep.
I don't know about this. So at first I was a little leery as far as wanting to build. But after you see some of um, the really creative people on here and what they were able to build, like RJ the creator. I mean, just some of the really dope worlds over here. You're like, oh, you can do everything with blue. If you're an artist, you can make anything, creative. And so I went about learning how to build. And yeah, I actually
And
like building on the headset because you don't have to be on your computer. You can just, it's more like you really building with you're building with your hands. So, like anything you could think of, you're like, okay, I wonder if I smash these two together. Or, it allows you to be a little bit more creative, for me at least,
yeah, if I
building with
take
a,
this ball, I can stretch it, I can twist it this way, I can do
yeah,
whatever. So yeah, I've seen
absolutely.
some amazing stuff in here that people have built, and I'm like, wait, you made that out of what? Like, how
Hmm.
how did you do that? Yeah, like it just
Absolutely.
boggles my mind when I see that. And I also have to say, before we go any further, a special shout out to you. Um, I haven't been building a lot over here in Horizon. Going forward next year, I'm going to make it a goal of mine to do that a lot more. But there's a lot of times that I'm trying to build something or I mess something up, and I'm like, oh, I don't even know what to do now. I'm like, okay, let me see who's online. I'm like, all right, bet Tandie. Okay, let me hit up Tandie. Like Tandie, how do I do this? How do I snap this? Like, what am I doing wrong? So thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that.
Oh, no problem.
And with this
Absolutely.
newfound abilities that we have for building here, come next year, I'll be hitting you up a lot more. So now you mentioned something. You mentioned an LLC that you're a part of. If you don't mind, can you share that name with the people again?
Yes, it is Meta Hustlers. Meta Hustlers LLC. I actually started that in September of last year. And once I decided I actually wanted to take this as take it seriously,
Mm-hmm.
actually put out different things because over on alt space, I had kind of started bringing business in where I was trying to show people how to trade and show them how to, do NFTs and things like that. So I'm like, let me create something where when I do start doing the trading again, when I do start emphasizing the NFTs and the way things are going to be moving soon, um, it'll be good to go ahead and get it fully established. And so that's what I have been doing.
I like that. You hear, get yourself established early. Even if you're not fully ready to move, at least come in here, start peeking around and see what your lane may be and start to try to figure out and formulate what you may want to do in here. Because there are tons of lanes that are wide open in here for you. But you definitely got to put that work. You got to start someplace. So I
Absolutely.
know with the company that you just mentioned, Tandie's always been somebody who has been a part of trying to come up with assets for people, different things that would benefit you in your world. And I've noticed she's been doing that. And along with that, I was in headset one day and I get an invite from Tandie to come to a bingo hall. I'm like, bingo? I don't do no damn bingo. I was like, my grandmother used to do bingo. Like, that ain't my thing. Like, bingo. I was like, you know what? It's Tandie. You know what I'm saying? That's the fam. Let me go through and support. Let me go see. So I go hit the world. And as soon as I get in the world, there's a bus. I'm like, what the hell? So I get on the bus and ride the bus to the bingo hall. I'm like, okay. Guess that's what my grandmother and aunt would do. Get on the bus and go to the bingo hall. Ride down to the bingo hall, get off the bus, step in. And this isn't my grandmother's and my aunt's bingo hall. Let me just say that. It's completely filled to capacity. I'm surprised that I was able to get in the world that time. It's lit. They got the host up on stage, all kind of crazy stuff happening. I'm in the middle of a conversation. All of a sudden, I fly up out of my seat. I skyrocket up to the ceiling. I'm like, what the hell just? I'm hovering like 1,000 feet above the bingo hall, looking down. I'm like, what just? I land on the ground. Shout out to Big Randy. He's sitting there laughing. I'm like, what just happened? So with that segue, I'm gonna ask the one and only Big Randy 751-984 to come through and join us. And I want
Hello.
the two of you to tell the people a little bit about this bingo hall that hopefully my grandmother and my aunt would not have gotten knocked 1,000 feet up into the ceiling. But can you tell the people what was going on, what was happening? I know now, but
Well,
when I first came in, I didn't know.
well, it used to, normally it's like when somebody new comes in, we kind of greet them with blowing them up, shoot them in the face and blowing them into the sky. And some, a lot of times people think it's fun, laugh it off. And there's some people that might, take it like a really shadow. So, it's fun though. We just try to keep it fun in there.
Mhm.
Well,
You
see,
know
I
the thing.
think my experience was the boxing gloves. I think you had the boxing gloves on, and I got knocked out. So, or knocked. Well, I don't want to say I got knocked up, but I got knocked out, but up into the sky. So, but yeah, that was my experience. I think. So, describe a little bit. Tell the people exactly kind of how the bingo. Well, for one, what made you come up with that idea, and then two, how you keep innovating it and how you keep it fresh. Because there are the different like bingo halls and such here that I hear about, but I haven't seen anyone like yours. But not even close. Not
it,
even close.
it wasn't even a plan. It really wasn't a plan. We just Tandy was like, they got some games on sale over here. Like, okay, so we go look at some games. They're like, you want to do a bingo? I'm like, okay, I ain't nothing to do. So then we bought the game, and then we just started making the world. And then as we go on with the bingo hall, we start adding things to it. It didn't all happen in one day. So we just add things on different ways. We wanted to give out prizes, display the prizes, and demonstrate the prizes on the people in the audience. We got gloves, we got things that blow you up, we got things that turn you into bones. We take those out, we try them out. Look, you can win this. Pow! See? You know.
And they seem to love it. They
Look, I'm trying to remember. I
definitely
think I've
seem to
seen a
love it.
tank. I think I've seen a helicopter.
Absolutely.
Some amazing players. I mean, I've seen all kind of stuff that you all have had for that. So, and
Mhm.
two, it's not just the fact that you can come to this bingo hall, you can win some amazing assets from the two of them. It's the whole experience. Like I promise you, once you set foot up in the hall, you're not gonna want to leave. Yeah, it's definitely one of the most fun experiences that I can say. Anytime I step up into there, definitely one of my favorite, most fun experiences that I do have in VR. And two, it's not like I said, it's not just the game itself, it's not just the prizes, but you also got a host. Tell me a little something about
Right.
the hosting.
Okay. Well, what
Or
can
am
I
I
just
wrong?
say?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, can I just say first and foremost, the reason that I went to Randy is because when I wanted to learn to build, Big Randy was the person that I went to. He was the first person that was like, "Hey, you want to learn this? You want to learn that?" And then next thing I know, that's how we started the bingo hall together. Was just simply like me learning how to build over here. Definitely Big Randy was the person that showed me how to build over here. So that's who I went to when I knew I'm like, I love bingo. My grandmother used to take me, but once I partnered up with Big Randy, it wasn't just a regular bingo hall because I mean he's like a mad scientist. So
Mhm.
that's what made it, really fun and all of that good stuff. And then our host is Teacher Danny, Ingle, if you guys know him by that. But Teacher Danny, once he knew that we needed a host, he volunteered and it just went from there. And
Shout out to Teacher Danny. Shout
absolutely.
out to Teacher Danny. That's my guy.
Yes.
I was blessed to be on his show last night. Yeah, I was blessed to
Okay.
be on his show last night. So yeah, shout out to Teacher Danny. Definitely a mentor in these metaverse streets and an
Yes.
advocate for the youth in these metaverse and VR streets. So shout
Yes,
out
he
to the one
is.
and only Teacher Danny.
Hmm.
All right, so let me
Absolutely.
ask you all this one because we know about the bingo. And I mean, we
Okay.
can't tell everybody everything. I mean, really, you have to come through and experience this. So before we get up out of here, we'll definitely have them tell you how you can reach them, their endeavors, what worlds to come to, how you can find them. But I do have to say this before we get up out of here. We know about bingo. We know
Okay.
about your company. You may have even hinted at maybe some stuff that there may be some future stuff. Let the people know what we can expect in 2025 from both of you.
Okay. Well, let me
Oh, I tell
say.
you what, think about that. I want to ask this question because it just dawned on me. Because I asked this
Okay.
to everybody, and I'm sorry. Randy, I never asked you, fam. Big Randy, what brought you here to the metaverse?
My credit. I was
Okay.
I was fixing my credit. I was fixing my credit for the sole purpose of getting the Amazon credit card. So
Mm-hmm.
I kept trying to get this Amazon credit card, and I kept thinking my credit was good enough, but it would never, I would never get approved. So one day, like it was like July of 2022, I got approved, and immediately went on and got what the headset. That's exactly the reason why because I was going to buy it, but I couldn't. I got a daughter and stuff like that, and I pay tuition and stuff like that, so I
Yeah.
couldn't look at it like, well, is it a reasonable purchase to buy this? When probably she probably needs something. I just wait. Then once my credit got good, and then I went ahead and purchased it. I
Nice.
didn't start building right away. I used to go to Jay Courtney's lake house. At first, I thought that it was only Horizon that built the stuff, and people just
Mm-hmm.
using the locations like they do in other spots. And then
Yes.
I was talking to him one day. He was like, "Oh no, I made this. Like you made this?" So I took the tutorial, and then just started building from there. But the first stuff I built, it would cause a seizure. It was a lot of Z ripping, a lot of glitching in there. But I got better over time.
If you're just seeing this podcast, you have no idea as far as some of the assets and some of the stuff. Maybe I'm gonna get some video from them and have some clips maybe at the end of this episode, just so I can show you some of the stuff that they actually have. But Randy's a phenomenal builder. Like I've been to some of his showrooms, seen some of his assets. Every week at Bingo, there's something different. Like when you think, well, at least when I think, Okay, they pretty much done leveled up like that. That's about as good as it can get. Next week, they done leveled up 3 levels higher. So, again, salute to them. Salute to both of you for that. So, before we get up out of here, I definitely want to thank both of you for coming through, sitting down with us, helping to educate the people outside the headset what goes on here in VR, and even some people who may be in headset and just didn't necessarily know about the two of you. So hopefully we introduce you to a new audience. And I'm going to ask both of you as we get up out of here, let the people know what they can expect from you in the future, as well as how they can contact you and also some of the worlds that you have.
Okay, so I'll just go ahead and go first. Now, the Meta Hustler Bingo Hall has officially, well, as of tomorrow, we've been open for a year. So just know that we have something so big that's coming for the Meta Hustler Bingo Hall, which we're actually going to enhance on it just being a bingo hall. We're trying to create a space where you can actually come whenever you would like and still be able to enjoy yourself. So we definitely have some new things coming for the bingo hall, as well as, definitely some more bills. And I'm hoping to get more into my daughter. She writes books. And so I'm hoping to actually bring that onto the headset where she can do like virtual book signings and things of that nature and actually get her in here active and, definitely get back into the showing people how to trade and all that fun stuff. So we have a lot of stuff that's coming up in 2025 and I will go ahead, Randy, take it away.
In the recent maybe month or so, we had to learn a lot of new things like really fast.
Yes.
To advance, and I mean we had to learn stuff really, really fast. Overnight, look here, I'm gonna tell you a story, right? So I was in Blender so much. My daughter's mother sent me a picture of a mug with my daughter's picture on it. And I asked her how did she texture it? Like, why would I ask her how did she texture it? Like, what? I'm like, she's like, what? I'm like, never mind.
Just never mind.
Just never mind.
You got to be a builder in Blender or Unity to know about this one, but textures, just like you see, we ain't gonna go into it, but if you have an image on a shirt, just think of that as a texture. So within this VR builder. So that is pretty fun.
That's the first thing I went to. Being overnight, just trying to learn that. Me and Tandie trying to learn these different things. A lot of times not getting really help because nobody wants to just divulge certain information and stuff like that. So it was a learning curve, but we learned a lot. So moving forward, we can be able to do a lot with the knowledge that we learned. And there's a lot of things that we're going to have as new. That's going to be an upgrade from what we normally do.
And a shout out to Dub and Kip VR. When I tell
shout
you
out to my brothers, Dub and Kip,
even though they're not officially, they haven't put out their first world over there. Like when I think of building even on alt space or having to do anything, those are the people that I go to because they have been building for a very long time. And so they help me so much. Let me just say that. So definitely a big shout out to them because
I learned so much from them. I'm constantly learning from Kip, and shout out to Dub. Shout out to Dub with the sliding door tutorial. That's how I learned how to do that over and over. Was because of Dub. Dub should do the tutorial. Shout out to both of them.
Absolutely. Definitely helped. Now, we entered the contest that Meta Horizon had, and they literally only gave us like 3 weeks to actually create these worlds and actually get them out. We were able to get out 2 dope worlds. Definitely check out Alien Rescue and Big Randy's
Gridiron Academy.
Yes. So we were able to get out 2 dope worlds, and I don't know how we'll place, but prayers sent up. We'll win one of those prizes.
You heard it here. We need you to check out both of those worlds here in Meta Horizon. Now you know what worlds to catch them in. But the next thing I want to say, if the people want to reach out to you, what's the easiest way for them to contact you? Drop your socials for them if you don't mind.
I'm going to say Instagram for me is going to be Tandie.n.vr. And yeah, you could definitely hit me up over there.
You can hit me up on Big Randy 75 1984. Yes, it's a long name on Instagram. Or really, really, most people just see me and then just start talking to me and ask me, stuff right then and there. I'm not above approach, so that's most of the time how people contact me.
Look, if you in Meta Horizons, I promise you, it's not hard to find either one of them, especially Wednesday nights. But it's not hard to find either one of them here in these metaverse streets. And I'm going to say another shout out to both of you all, because I can confirm and say it from personal knowledge. Neither one of these individuals are gatekeepers. They've definitely been trying to advance and help the community in general. So salute to both of you. And with that stated, I want to thank both of you for coming down and sitting with me here on an episode of the Metaversal Mindset Podcast. Until next time, everybody, this was Tandie, 1M, Big Randy, 751-984, and myself, DJ Marcus J, a.k.a. Mr. Block Party. Peace.
Hey. Yes.
And we're done.